I go down.
What's happening, everyone? We are back in the Republic of Gaming podcast. We have a very special show tonight. Not the fact that England lost, but the fact that we have some very special guests. First of all, I'll introduce the usual crew. It's Mr. Paddy Toner. What's happening, Paddy?
I don't want to steal their line, but what's the crack, lads?
Now what are we going to say? What are we going to say?
If you're listening to the MP3, that's okay.
This is like Krusty the Clown. You owe me what's copyright?
We have Seamus Fannin. What's happening, Seamus?
All right, folks.
Are you still warm as hell?
No, I'm all right today, actually. It's nice now. I have the window open, so you might actually hear the pond out in the garden. You look hot.
Hear the pond.
It's relaxing. Thank you.
Hear the pond and see the pond.
I'll bring you out
we
to see
have
it,
our very special guest. It is the Allcast Irish Gamers, Mignon and Petzo. What's happening, guys?
Let's crack.
Hey, what's the story?
That would have sounded so much better.
Yeah, that was way better than Paddy's.
How dare you?
What's
nice
happening?
to hear the original every now and again.
Thanks for having us on, guys. Appreciate it.
We're delighted to have you. You were actually our first special guest, so we're a little bit nervous, but hopefully we can let it flow and
Cool,
see.
we're starting a trend.
We always kick the show off with a simple one. It is what we're playing. So I'll go to you guys first, the Allcast. Mignon, what have you been playing lately?
Don't say Sea of Thieves, Mignon. Please don't say Sea of Thieves.
No, I think most recently I've been playing Battlefield and a bit of Resident Evil 4. Really enjoying playing Resident Evil 4 again. One of my favorite games on PlayStation 2. Just a pure classic.
What system are you
solid
playing?
Game. Well, I'm playing the digital download for the PlayStation 4. It's a good port. It's got, same graphics. It's just a little bit kind of tweaked because it's on good TV and stuff. But back then that was a solid game. It was a revolutionary camera angle, and the item system was great. It was just definitely one of my all-round favorite games. So it's great playing through that again.
I always you're not sick of hearing him. I go, welcome.
On Twitch, by the way.
I also remember the opening to that game. It's got a really good opening where I think you're barricading yourself inside a house and you're trying to block the doors off. It always gave me that sense of that survival sense that I didn't really feel in any of the previous Resident Evil games. So I love Resident Evil. I love the second one. We're getting a remake of that soon.
That looks phenomenal.
Like you said, it revolutionized the game. And it hasn't really been that good since.
Well, survival horror kind of died out a while after that. It became more of a shoot 'em up for Resident Evil games, and you lost that sense of fear because you had unlimited ammo. Why be afraid when you can kill everything?
Or let your friend join you and you can kill people together.
Yeah, exactly. And then they definitely don't stand a chance. So I like the fear element of Resident Evil 7 that we played through recently on our channel. And I have to say that was it was a very good game.
7 was brilliant.
That's a favorite of Paddy's. Paddy loves 7.
I was surprised how much I liked Resident Evil 7, and adopting the dynamics of that game into the Resident Evil 2 remake is a no-brainer. It's gonna be top drawer. That's what I reckon anyway.
We're all waiting forward to that one. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can't wait to put my undies.
So what have you been doing lately?
I picked up 2 games during the week actually, and I've been hammering one of them out, and I picked up an old favorite as well. So I picked up Far Cry 5, and I really don't like Far Cry. I bought them all and played them all for 10 minutes and always got bored and brought it back to the shop. But 5 has completely hooked me in. I love the redneck kind of thing that's going on. I love the kind of holy storyline where the lads are just completely warped with this.
Did you get the DLC?
No, I didn't get the DLC, but like one of the bosses is tattooing words like rat on them, and then he's cutting the skin off. So he's giving you the sin that you have, and then he's cutting the sin out of you. So that, and I just feel like these characters have so much.
It's got a great introduction, I think.
As well. Yeah, the first 10 minutes hooked me straight away, and I've absolutely loved it. I've only taken over one area so far, and I've 100% completed that area. Now I'm going to move on to the next one, but I'm already addicted. And then another game I got, I haven't even opened the plastic yet, was Red Faction Remastered.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
Me and Minion used to play this. Yeah, me and Minion used to play the original. We got 2 Xbox 360s. We used to play it like LAN, play it together, and we had such a blast playing it.
That brought in
there was no split screen.
Demolished,
It was a big draw.
Yeah, Yeah, everything's destructible. Everything can blow up.
And rebuildable.
And rebuild
That's
it.
what Petro loved. Oh, forget the fact you can destroy everything. I'm going to rebuild it. He's like some evil genius.
Those
I had
things
to
are
hunt him
perfect world,
down.
guys.
He'd hide inside buildings and rebuild it behind them and all. He was
or
clever.
I build myself inside the building, so I'll be in the middle of the wall.
And I'd have to hunt for him with the hammer, breaking down walls and all. Oh, that was a top shelf game.
So we have that. Hopefully, Minion will pick that up as well, and then we can start doing that all over again.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's going to be one for the lab.
Sweet. Paddy, what have you been playing? I know you've been touching on some Fortnite as per usual. Looking forward to that season 5, yeah?
Oh yeah, season 5 out tomorrow, lads. You're all getting on. We're all having a game. But I've been playing Unravel 2. It's like a puzzle platformer. It's very good. Me and Fano actually wanted to play it together. We thought it would be an online multiplayer, but it's not. You have to be in the same room playing it, which is unfortunate. Co-op local. But it's a fantastic game. It really, when I had seen it at E3, it was kind of the best thing EA brought to the table, and I had to pick it up to have a go. I didn't play the first one.
That's a really bad insult, Paddy. I'd take that back.
What do you think was good at E3? What do you think EA had good at?
They didn't. I think the best thing they brought was Battlefield.
Yeah, but it's not out yet. So
that's it. They're running broke.
It's not out yet, so the Unravel 2 will have to do for now.
Ah, yeah, true.
Yeah, we played through.
No, but the only thing good they've got going for them is that I'm on the fence about Assassin's Creed and all that kind of stuff.
I was actually about to say that Minion and Petzo did a stream of Unravel 2 during the week. How did you find it, lads?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. The ending is a bit, and it kind of ruins it a little bit. But I think the first, it took us 4.5 hours to finish it. So probably the first 2 hours was good.
So what you're saying is, Paddy, stop while you're ahead.
Yeah.
I quite like
it's interesting. There is deeper levels to the game if you really want to test your brain and do really hard puzzles and stuff.
Quests
but we played through it. We just did the main storyline.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that the stories get on in the background, and you're running through the whole levels. I really like that. The art style is very nice in the game. Like, it's very enjoyable. It's a great game. I'd advise anyone to pick it up to have a go, especially if you're into your puzzle games. It's
going cheap as well.
There's like a free trial going for it as well, so you can play through and have a laugh. So
yeah,
try it out before you go.
Yeah,
I think EA need to bring more of that kind of indie stuff to the table, because I think that's the stuff that fans really like. It's not the big, the blockbusters. I think Unravel, I played the original and I thought it was good, but I'm looking forward to seeing what to do with the second one, the fact that it's co-op now. Seamus, what have you been playing?
Well, as we know, I took it very hard last week, put a lot of time into Bloodstained, so this week I took a step back and I completed Mario Odyssey.
Nice. Oh, nice.
And I really enjoyed it. No, I thought it was fantastic. It's very simple. There's nothing complicated to the game at all. It's very much so just nearly a simpler version of Mario 64. But it's definitely worth completing. It's definitely worth putting the effort into. And then there's a little kind of Easter egg when you finish it. You go back to Peach's castle from Mario 64, and you can kind of go around there and have a look at it with the updated graphics.
Yeah, but so there's like, would you say there's a lot of playability to it? Like, can you replay through it and maybe?
There's definitely a lot more. Like I've only half the moons I'd say that the game actually has in it.
How long did it take to complete?
To be honest, I bought it a couple of weeks ago. I kind of bought it like a week after I bought my Switch, and it took me about 16 hours. I'd say I gave it. I don't know. There wasn't. It's a Mario game. They're going to be simple anyway. But
yeah, true. But at the same time, complex. You might get stuck at certain parts, and that might take up a lot of time as well. Like boss fights. I've seen some boss fights, and they looked like ridiculous. These guys are going to hit you from like 7 different ways.
There's a boss where you fight an octopus, and I couldn't for the life of me work out the tactics for ages. Then I just realized all you have to do is you have to just get above them, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. It took forever.
It was that simple, but you get stuck on it nonetheless. And
oh, man.
But that's what's good about those games, the 3D kind of platformers.
So I've been playing 2 games, one on console, one on PC. The one on PC I've been playing, I think is it Minion that likes it, is on the Total War series, Warhammer 2.
Oh, I love that game. I blame Petzo for my love of that game.
Man, I've like 200
strategy.
In that, yeah.
So I started with the elves. I think is it the high elves first, just to get used to the game.
Oh, they're all there.
I've moved on to the Skaven now, just to see what the different play styles are. And like that, the Skaven is not really my style, but I love how it changes the dynamic of the game. It's just more.
Yeah, you play a totally different way. It's not like you just go over and start building things the same way. The whole army runs in a different manner. I've only really played the Tomb Kings, so I haven't really branched out myself. But the Tomb Kings way is smooth.
Are they the lizard men?
No, the kind of like ancient Egyptian mummy faction.
Oh yeah, okay.
They're badass. They get some awesome mechanics, like big, huge fellas, big sphinx lads with like blades for arms and scorpions, and they just cut stuff up like.
Nice.
Of course, there's the Viking lads.
I've always wanted to play the Total War series, so I just jumped on that one straight away. I'm a big fan of fantasy, but the other game that we're actually all playing a little bit of on console is Absolver. It was the free PSN game, and Seamus and Paddy and myself jumped in, and I really enjoyed that game. I think it's got something different than any other fighting game. The way you gain moves and the way you learn. And I think the online aspect of it is really cool and really interesting as well. If you haven't played that one, I'd recommend picking it up. It's a great.
It's on the PS3 now at the moment.
PS4 on it's free on PSN.
Oh, on PS4. Yeah, I can pick that up immediately. Yeah, I'll check that out. Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool art style. It's like cell shaded. Get it out. And,
slippery slip and dash.
Yeah,
slippery sausages.
It's a joy to play. So they're the games we've all been playing. Pretty diverse as usual, thank God.
Of course, because there's so many different types of games. Might as well check them all out. Like I'm like hurting for a good RTS game. Like I love Total War and all, but like what happened to Command and Conquer? You've seen what happened at E3, guys. They've completely pissed Command and Conquer down the drain.
Minion, have you played Homeworld by any chance?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't tried it. I haven't.
You need to try that one out. That's one that I have in my log as well. I played it years ago, and I've got the remastered version there, and it's like Battlestar Galactica, the video game. It's just amazing. There's a great story campaign there, and really good gameplay as well, and it's RTS.
It reminds me of the Star Wars game, something where it's like a real-time strategy.
Yeah, Battle something, wasn't it called?
Oh, there was Empire War or something.
Yeah,
Empire,
Space battles, very similar.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Check that one out. I think it's going for cheap now on Steam as well, so you should be able to pick that one up fairly.
The new one of them is
my computer is a potato. Potato.
It might work. It's an old game, like it's remastered, but it might just push it out.
Can it play too?
I don't think so. I used to be able to play Command and Conquer 0 Hour on it, so maybe. So
we'll move it on to. We want to ask you guys a few questions and just kind of do a little bit of a round table and let you have the mic for a few minutes. So I'll start it off. I'll start it off with an easy one. Why and where did Allcast start? Where was your kind of origins, your ideas for starting this group of yours?
Well, Petzo, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take this one. So I started this, about 3 or 4 years ago. I was doing a game development course, and we started making this little horror game in college, and I had all the lads were doing kind of voiceovers for it and stuff like that. So I started recording those things and recording like a game trailer for it and stuff like that. And I was putting it up on YouTube. And then I just started. I actually got Minion to play through it, I think, with me. And then that was like our first kind of gaming video, was us playing the game we made. And then Markiplier actually ended up playing that game as well when we finished it.
The excitement on your face when we played through it. Oh my god, lads. If I should have made a video of Petzo watching that video,
reacting to it.
It's fucking hilarious. But it was brilliant.
Yeah, and then we ended up watching him playing the game, and then we just started kind of going, I wonder what it's like to do kind of what he's doing. So we just started messing around, having a laugh. Like a lot of our first videos are us having a few beers.
Yeah, and just kind of having a... because you gotta admit, Petso, crazy shit always happened when we played games.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of time before we recorded it. Like nuts stuff.
It's highly addictive, though, isn't it? Once you start making videos and start seeing people's faces and enjoying the entertainment side of things.
Oh, the editing! The editing!
Maybe...
I can't get more of that editing. I can't get enough.
More hours in the day.
So do you do all the editing, Mignon? Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
He just does all the screenshots, all the pictures you put up after.
Mignon's the funny one. Mignon's the funny one. Yeah. I'm the editor. He brings the jokes.
But I watch you edit. That's got to count for something.
He does watch me edit sometimes.
Yeah, that's some hard work. Making that coffee and putting the kettle on. It's
someone has to be the supervisor.
Of course.
Yeah. Boy, does he supervise.
Do you live close by? Like, do you just call over to each other's house, or do you live with each other? How does it work?
Close enough. Yeah, it's actually fairly close enough. Like, it's not the other way.
Yeah, we're like 10-15 minutes away from each other. Not too bad.
Lads, you want to throw a question to the guys?
How long does it take you to make the videos?
It depends on the video. So if it's like one of the newscast videos, you're probably looking. We do quite a quick edit. Probably 8 hours of editing, maybe spaced over 2 days. But only maybe 3 hours of filming, maybe 2 hours of filming. It's the editing that goes. It takes a long time on that one.
It's madness how long it takes to make a small video, even 3 to 6 minutes long. You could be there all week.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And especially when you bring the blue screen and the green screen into it. And you've got to match colors and stuff, so it does.
Because I wear a green suit, I can't be. I can't be in front of the green screen. And then if we use the
excuse for working me to the bone, guys.
If we use,
have some seriously cool floating head video. I mean, that could be the next step for you.
But then if we use the puppet, we have to then take down the blue screen. The green screen because he wears a blue.
Tyke messing up everything as always.
Yeah. So I remember that Allcast, guys. There's a lot of work that goes into them awesome videos.
It's a bit of fun. If you're not enjoying it, then why make it? So,
and I think that's the big thing.
You gotta make yourself laugh.
Yeah. I love the newscast. I was always checking those out anytime that they go up. Really kind of love those videos.
We'd love to have you as a guest anchor. I mean, we're pretty sure we could work something in there. We write the dialogue. We would read whatever's on that teleprompter.
I do like the Terry Crews Old Spice things where he comes in through other like commercials. The Republican Game can't stay in their own podcast. They have to be everywhere.
I think we got an idea there, guys.
Why do we broadcast it live?
Damn it.
We have killed off half the cast anyway because I played the last one.
What about the events you've been attending this year? Which ones have you been at this year?
So we've done Mindvention this year, and we've done Gamerfest. We have
that was great.
Yeah, we've 8-bit conferences coming up next, but we're not really doing too much at that one. I think we are going to be hosting the main stage, but we're trying to. I think we're taking over the main stage in the sense that there was nothing planned for the main stage. So now I've got onto Graham and asked him if I can organize it and sort it out a little bit, and he's kind of he's kind of said work away. So I'm doing the timetable and stuff for that. So it should be a full kind of thing, but we're not. I think from last year it's not going to be as interactive as maybe some of the other events. Depends on the crowd. If there's a good crowd there, then we'll definitely hike it up.
Anyway.
I remember at Gamerfest last year, right? He's had the whole event at your feet, basically. It was very entertaining. He was up there playing FIFA and enjoying it.
Yeah,
it was the same.
I didn't get to go this year, but I was at it last year myself. Now it was very enjoyable.
Player Expo as well. That was a great setup for you guys. You brought my son up on stage, Nate, to play some video games with you.
He was good. He was a shark. I'm pretty sure he was more skilled than he was now.
Yeah, he still has those headphones, rocking them away that you gave him, and he's always talking about you guys. So keep it going.
Michael. Don't thank us over that.
No, it's going really like it is going really well. And at the last Gamer Fest, we had started to try to do a new bit. I suppose you could call it a bit, where we pull somebody from the crowd. Yeah, we pull someone from the crowd and we use them as the third member, and we dress them up goofy wigs and capes and everything like that. And we get them every time they lift their hands near the crowd, have to cheer, and we keep them on stage from the start to the end of the kind of thing, as well as getting more people on. And then the guy that came up with us on the Saturday of Gamerfest actually sent us a picture of he'd drawn himself like a superhero wearing the outfit from being on stage with us and stuff like that. And,
that's great, man.
You know what I mean? And it was nice to see that.
Is there a lot of prep that goes into them events? Are you like prepping a couple of weeks beforehand and just
prep?
Well,
what is this word prep you speak of? I don't know this prep.
I'm talking to Petzo here, not me.
That's who irons the suits. That's all we need to know. Who irons the suits?
I was gonna say, there is a bit of prep that goes involved. It depends on the event. So we kind of know from last year, kind of like what the numbers will be. So if there's low numbers, there's no point us sitting up there trying to force people to watch. But if there's high numbers,
we could, if we wanted to.
But
we will make you watch.
Yeah, but if there's high numbers, then we can kind of put on a bit of a show. You could say where we can kind of ham it up a little bit more and make it sort of more fun and stuff like that as well. But it depends on the event and what they ask of us, like what they need done and stuff like that. Sometimes we could be in the corner just looking after a station as well, not anywhere near the main stage.
Yeah. My invention was a pretty big one.
Yeah, my invention was big for us. It was really, really, really big. It was a huge crowd there. There's people, like, it was funny because a guy came over to me and said, do you know when the Allcast Irish Gamers are on? And I was like, yeah, that's me. That's me.
You weren't wearing your suit, I bet.
I was in my suit. No.
You were in your suit? Oh, Jesus.
How could you miss it?
Handed him a card or something.
No, it's like, it's pretty much like, where's Mignon? Where's Mignon?
My invention was a big one, big one for us.
It's getting bigger and bigger every year. That my invention, it's huge.
Like, we're hoping to be invited to Peterborough with them in the next couple of months as well, but we won't get told probably till like the last 2 months before the event, or maybe even a week or two before it as well. So, because last time it was only 3 weeks notice they gave us, and then for the first time we had meetings and stuff with them, what they wanted on stage, and they had some games planned that they wanted us to do, but we had no idea what the games were, so we had to learn them and stuff like that. But
do you find that takes away a little bit from what Allcast is, or can you kind of incorporate what you guys do with, say, a structure that a company wants you to follow?
Yeah, so the thing, they wanted us to do this family quiz, but they didn't do. So me and Roger did the family quiz, and we didn't know any of the questions. They literally handed us the questions before we went on stage. So what we did is we pulled two people up, two families up. So two, like a mom and I think it was a mom and a son and a mom and a daughter, and we pulled them up on stage. We asked them their names. One of them didn't want to give us their names, so we said they were the Andersons. And then from there, everything just spiraled out of control in the sense that we were just making it up on the spot. It was straight off script what they wanted.
It was just like an episode of the Newlywed Show or something.
Yeah, we just winged it because we just weren't prepared for them to say, "Oh, I don't want to tell you my name," or we weren't ready for this. We thought there'd be no issues there, and everything seemed to go like that. And then we wanted them to dance at the end, and we were lucky enough the two that did lose were more into it, so they got up and danced, and that was grand.
They were good sports.
Yeah.
I suppose it's all an experience. Like, the next time if something else happened like that, you probably have something ready and prepared for you to go again. Do you know what I mean? It comes an experience for every event that you go to. You'll get more and more and more.
We do get people coming up to us and going, "Oh, that was hilarious," and then we're like, "Oh, maybe we won't prepare for these ever again."
Wing that.
It's kind of that Irish humor, isn't it? Just wing it. You just see what happens.
That's what
it's all about the crowd interaction. Like when people go to these events, they want to feel like they're going to leave this place with a memory. You get someone up on stage, a few pictures are taken, they have a laugh, they're going away happy. And I think that's what the whole point of these events is. At the end of the day.
Entertainment and memories, as you said.
Yeah, of course.
And Allcast definitely bring that.
And merchandise. Buy my merchandise.
Sorry,
I got a bit weird there.
We were thinking about sending you some T-shirts and getting you to wear them on the show, but we thought you'd be in your full suit.
We didn't even wear our own suits.
Yeah, it's in the dry cleaners.
We were like, them guys are going to have their own gear. They're going to have their own selling point.
Flags in the background and everything. Neon lights.
I was watching the game. I'm in my neutral grey colours.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Grey colours of war.
With the Croatian jersey underneath.
Liverpool jersey. Oh no.
Oh God.
All football jerseys for the next podcast.
Yeah. We hope we're this and win the World Cup, thank God.
It's just a question we kind of asked ourselves and all that when we kind of first started out. What's your favourite game? It's a simple question.
Final Fantasy 7. Boom.
That's mine.
No way.
Nice.
Did you just become friends? Best friends.
I think we did.
Bro 5.
So are you in the same page that there's never going to be a remake, or are you on hope?
I'm on the side of things that they've botched the remake about twice now.
Yeah.
And obviously Square Enix, whatever they want to call themselves now, aren't happy with the result and where that game is going to go, because you can't remake a game and mess it up. You will tarnish the original game. Everything is riding on this. Can't screw this up, and they're just eating through developers. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Seamus owes me a pizza.
Maybe they're better off not
if it doesn't come out.
Don't open Pandora's box. Don't remake Final Fantasy 7. Forget about it, because you're just gonna ruin it.
You can't Schrodinger's cat it either.
Yeah, well, it could be a good game or it might not be. You know, let's leave it at that. I think. Well,
so do you think we'll see Final Fantasy 16 before 7?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I don't know. We're never going to find out what their version of Final actually is. You know, some of them are like, right, so, okay, you've done 16 of these. Do you know what the word final means?
Well, in all fairness, the very first one that they actually released, they thought was going to be their last game, and then it just took off.
Yeah. Well, the final never ends. Like those for England.
We're waiting for like Final Fantasy 25 full stop.
Yeah. But no, that's my view. I would like to see a good remake of Final Fantasy 7 because I love the game, but I don't want to see them fuck it up like they've done with other games. So.
Did you play all the games around it? Like, did you play Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus and stuff?
I played Dirge of Cerberus, didn't play Crisis Core. From what I've seen of the game, what they were going to show was Final Fantasy 7, but with Crisis Core kind of fighting style. It looked very open and stuff. So I don't know. Core, maybe that's why
get your hands on a PSP and get a copy of it. If you want, I'll send one to you. It's a very, very, very good game, and it's very well story. It kind of wraps up the beforehand as well, because in the game,
I've seen the
when it jumps back and forth, it kind of doesn't give you a full feeling for it.
Hey, quiet you, Petzo.
Well, what about you, Petzo? What's your favorite game?
Finally.
Final Fantasy 7.
No, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I have loads of favorite ones. Going back to retro, I'd probably go for like Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Going back into like regular, I think like Batman Arkham Asylum was one of my favorite games. I think I've played that at least
masterpiece.
6 times. And then a recent type of game. I think I'm big into like what Ronan kind of said, like your Total Wars and those kind of RTS games. I love those RTS. I love building bases. I love making units, and I think Total War has everything.
Lord of the Rings, the Witch King game. That was
an amazing.
That was one of the best RTS games I've ever bloody played.
Battle to Middle Earth, wasn't it?
That's and
1 and 2. Yeah,
Rise of the Witch King as well.
Right, I've never played that one. I don't think Rise of the Witch King.
It just adds more units.
That one was superb.
Yeah,
nice. I'll check it out.
Just use a few comments there. Una says she's okay. She's okay with no remake of Final Fantasy 7. She's okay with leaving that.
No remake. Down with the remake.
Hashtag no remake.
I'm going to stay in movement.
Emer Lad said she loved meeting us at Gamerfest. Thanks very much for
that's a man.
We like to meet you
at event too. Is actually Ray, who was with me at Gamerfest.
Right. Yeah. Hey Ray. How come he's not on today?
Ray doesn't been on the pause. Kevin usually be on with us.
Yeah.
And Una also asked what what influences you for your editing style? I presume she means there. What about you guys? What do you get your influence for doing the podcast?
Well, for me anyway, it's got to be my favorite YouTuber is Angry Joe. Ever since he kind of started making videos, I love his honesty. I love the way he just gets angry when a game is crap, and I just
4 hours.
He's one of the reasons for podcasting. It's the Giant Bomb. The Giant Bomb podcast is next to none. Those guys just flow really well. They're very intelligent and they just love video games. And kind of they're my two major influences on the production side of things.
Podcast, Joe Rogan.
Nice.
I love Joe Rogan. Joe all day. Every day, every night, or something like that. And who else? Angry video game nerd. Who doesn't love them videos? Do you watch them? No.
Yeah, I do watch I watch him on the YouTube. I don't listen to the podcast. Well,
not the podcast. No, his YouTube videos with all the old classic games, the NES games, where you're just going absolutely nuts at them.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Have you ever watched the Dishonored Wolf? He's a YouTuber I've watched recently. He's got about 70k subscribers, but he is the most brutally honest reviewer I've ever seen. He tears things to shreds. Slightest deviance, and he just goes to town on it.
Just like you did with Star Wars, isn't that right, Minion?
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty more where that came from. What I did was put that one. I'm right there with you. Pate on top of what he would do. He'd have the jalapenos for that spice. He is really bad. What he said about Star Wars is like some sort of hate crime, or like at least against the Geneva Convention. But I don't know. He's brutal. Check him out. The Dishonored Wolf.
I agree with Ronan. I like the Angry Joe is a great.
But Angry Joe is very good as well. I love him as well.
He's a great example of good production. You know, like the videos that he does for his live streams turn into small videos, but then he does the big production at the end of the month as well, which it always comes out well. But something that's not YouTube based is when we do our live streams, I always like to make it look like Den TV. I don't know if you can. I like that as
just waiting for Dustin to appear.
Well, that's why we got Tyke. I like that little the compact. You know, everybody's kind of smashed in together, and there's loads going on the screen and stuff like that. Like I like that. So those be my two sort of things I look at.
But influenced by your younger days.
That's it. Yeah. Everything retro for me.
For me, I'm kind of here because Paddy wanted someone who disagrees a lot, and that is me. It just is.
Well, it's a shame we agree a lot.
And for me, influence-wise, I take stuff from like Zero Punctuation, who is a Yahtzee. And he hates everything, and I love that. And another guy called RGT85. He's a kind of a retro, kind of American retro gamer. He does reviews and stuff, but he still does a lot of newer stuff as well. So they're kind of where I take my stuff from. But yeah, whereas the boys might agree on something, I could have a totally different opinion on it all the time.
I'm sorry I called Ray a woman, by the way. He said he's a lovely woman.
You assume his gender.
Yeah, he could be pan fluid. How do you know?
You don't know. Shout out to Ray.
Shout out to Ray.
How do you accuse his gender?
Gotta be careful these days, boys.
We'll just end it there, will we? It's going
Well, we're looking forward to gaming with you soon, lads. Anyway, so definitely hit me up, and I'll check out that game you mentioned on PSN as well.
I was only messing, Minion.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were wrapping up there. But what was the other game you said on PSN? Just so I don't forget.
Absolver.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out. If you like fighting games, it's a grounded fighting style that you play in the game, and it's really good. It's got both offline and online elements in an interesting way. But we're going to go on to we do a topic of the week every week.
Okay.
And this one it was the last couple of weeks we found out that gaming addiction has now been recognized by the World Health Organization. And there's a couple of factors that come into play. They were listed off, but one of the main ones that people keep grabbing from the gaming industry is that anyone gaming over 20 hours a week has a gaming addiction. Now there is other.
Those are rookie numbers. What?
Yeah.
20?
No, that seems to be the seems to be the gif of this whole topic.
20.
Is Micah McConaughey saying that you need to pump
Yeah.
those numbers up. But
the rookie numbers, man.
So besides the 20 hours a week, do you think that gaming addiction is a real problem that we need to deal with, or do you think this is just because Fortnite has become so popular among kids that parents aren't maybe controlling their kids' playtime on
No, I think this boils down to the simple facts. Is why are they escaping to this thing? Because if they're playing it a lot and it becomes an addiction, then it means that they're dependent on it. So if they don't play Fortnite, are they like getting the cold sweats? Like, how does that work?
So I do get the cold sweats. I don't play Fortnite. I honestly do.
So, well, there we go. But I don't know. The whole point of addiction is like, don't treat the symptom, treat the problem. They're playing the game a lot because they're obviously not out playing enough. They're not being physical enough. They're not being out in the world.
No,
like, when I was their age, I was out having a laugh. I wasn't glued to a computer screen. Well, I was sometimes, but I still got out enough. You know.
I think what a lot of people are saying.
The computers we had back then were so bad. You could only play them for so long before you lost all your lives and went, screw that game. I'm not playing it anymore. I'm going outside. Damn you, Sonic. I'm not paying you anymore.
I still do that now.
Exactly. That's it. I've had enough of this game. I'm going to get some fresh air.
Petzo, what do you think?
I don't think it's an addiction. I think like an addiction is something like like what Minion said. You have to do it all the time. Like you physically have to go and do it. Like if I had to bite my nails every day, you know, because it was a nervous thing, like that's an addiction. Or like the obvious ones, drinking and all the rest of it. But I just don't think, like for me, gaming has always been something as an outlet for me. So I don't know if maybe you guys can agree with this or not. But do you ever have a day where you just nothing's gone right for you? You feel like shit, or something's happened. Totally. You sit on the computer for 2 hours, you just let your mind go elsewhere for those 2 hours, and you feel a bit better afterwards. You know.
Yeah, I think that is the great thing about gaming, is it does take you away when you are like, we all get depressed. We're human, and we all have those really bad days or weeks. Or
yeah. For me, gaming's always been that for me. You know, and
same as that.
Yeah, with the video production and stuff, that just means I'm just gaming more because I'm trying to record stuff. But it's still very much I like to zone out of what's going on and play a game. But
in accordance to what the lads said as well, you get these other stories where people are pissing themselves because they don't want to leave the controller. They don't want to. They're playing the computer somewhere, start pissing themselves or whatever.
Yeah, but that goes down to parenting. That comes down to parenting as well. You know what I mean? If your kid is mad into Fortnite, and you have a rule, like say they can only play the computer at the weekend or whatever, then you need to, you know what I mean? Okay, like you can play at the weekend, but it's for 3 or 4 hours or whatever, and that's it. You know, that way, like you have to, that comes down to parenting. If it's kids,
smack it down.
But if you're talking about addiction in like teenagers and adults and stuff like that, then it's, you know, I don't think it is an addiction. But for kids who like have to play it for 10 hours straight, that comes down to parenting and people, you knowing how long your kid is on the computer for. You know, I don't think it's an addiction.
Like, I see like what Petzo said earlier about it being an outlet and stuff like that. You don't say to a musician like he's practicing the guitar for 2 or 3 hours a day and you're like, oh, you're addicted to that.
Yeah,
like this is
you're addicted to that musical instrument. Put that cello down.
You're not going to go up to like anyone like that. Like you're not going to Ozzy Osbourne and say like, don't sing another song. You probably should stop doing the drugs, but don't sing another song.
Yeah.
I think what it comes down to when they're saying it's an addiction, I think it probably can be represented as addiction when it starts to take over your life, where you start not going to college and you start giving up on your family and your friends because you're just mad escaping into this world. But I think you have to look at the surroundings that people are in.
But come on, you made a very good point there, Paddy. That's not been something new. That's happened with games for years, like World of Warcraft, it's always been around.
Oh, definitely there has right here. But they've only started to realize addiction, as I said, like gaming has only started to become mainstream media in the last 10 years. It's properly coming out there as a new outlet for media, like TV before and radio before that. And when gaming starts taking over your life, you need to step back. And it's for enjoyment, like everything, this. An average TV viewing is above 20 hours a week. I'd say it's about 30 hours a week per adult. They don't say that's an addiction. I think they need to put it up for 20 hours and look at each case individually before they start spewing that everyone that playing over 20 hours a week has an addiction. So you can play that. You can play 4 hours a night and not watch TV. Like that's a difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's more productive? Playing something that's like, brain teasing and like getting the brain muscles going, or sitting there watching brain numbing TV, which is doing the opposite.
Completely opposite. Yeah. That's why
I was watching this shit.
I do agree that it can be seen as an addiction, but I don't think at 20 hours a week it should be seen as an addiction.
20 hours a week is, in all fairness, rookie numbers.
Rookie numbers.
If it's involving, if it's stopping you from eating, or if you're not,
going to college,
if you're not functioning or going to work and stuff, I totally agree with you there, man.
Yeah.
So if it's
I'm looking at the
life,
comments as well. Do you want to read what Una says? Seems very interesting.
Yeah, Una seems to have a good point on this as well. So Una I suppose she's kind of disagreeing with what I said. It's not parenting; it's obsession with winning. In the esports sort of world, and they're kind of saying Asia and places like that are sort of bigger into it than we are in Ireland. Would that be
right? In their culture.
Yeah, they would. Their parents and everyone would push them to play games heavily over in Asia and stuff like that. More or less, we're over here. Our parents would be like, "What are you doing on that so much?"
Get out over there, lawn.
Because they can make money in that over there, and they push them.
Saying, how much did you do today? Garden there, son. Let's go.
What the fuck you looking at? You go square-eyed looking at that fucking thing. I'm hitting nerves. Like people are recognizing what I'm saying now. They've heard it before.
Yeah, you got blind looking at that thing, and then we've got VR headsets now that are literally screens on your eyelids. You couldn't get these screens any closer to your eyes without implanting them.
No, I can't pause it.
Yeah, that's the new one.
At least I can't understand.
Not being able to pause it, like that would have never worked for me as a kid. Like I would have just got it thrown out the window or something.
But could you imagine the opposite? Like you're playing online, you're getting already competitive. Someone pauses it, and you have to walk out. You have to wait for them to come back. Like,
yeah. I remember leaving that play like the old Mega Drive on with a little piece of paper over the on button light, and so if anyone walked in, they think it was off when it was on, and that would be paused. So when I got back from school, I could.
Hey, that's only because we used to get stoned because that would be the only light to give away.
Yeah,
in the darkness, just this red light. Like, what's going on over here? Either it's a brothel or the lads are up all night playing Nintendo.
It's Nintendo.
Nintendo. It's always Nintendo.
It's always been Nintendo. Mario, you damn you.
Ray said he was addicted to a game called O Game back in 2007. I don't remember a game called
Never heard of it.
No, never heard of that.
What's this O Game?
Ray is currently addicted to Football Manager.
Oh Jesus!
That's a
That's not a gamer. That's not a gamer.
Never had time for manager.
Football Manager is not a gamer.
We just lost half our viewers.
I like FIFA and stuff. Like I do love to pick Liverpool and score goals and slag lads for getting last minute goals and stuff. But no.
So did you enter the Republic game in FIFA?
He didn't get in time.
No, well I don't have FIFA. I don't have FIFA, so
that's awkward.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'd like to.
Good reason.
Good reason. I like it.
As reasons go, that's kind of up there.
My PlayStation broke. I don't have it anymore.
It's got computer aids. I don't know what I can do.
His PC is built and ready in a week's time.
Yeah, he's in play FIFA.
No, I would like to play FIFA a bit more because I used to love it. I think FIFA 16 was probably the pinnacle. And
yeah, I can agree with that.
Haven't played the last two, so.
What do you think?
I have played them.
The gaming community in Ireland?
It needs to be more vocal. They need to stop focusing on the bad like they have in previous conventions and kept dragging it up and stuff. Just move on, everyone get together, bunch up.
I think we're nearly past
voice here.
the GamerCon aspect of it. I think like this year I haven't heard as much as I heard.
Yeah,
last year I was badgered with it, but this year is it's a lot easier to promote 8-bit and all that. You know what I mean? It's not as bad as it was. I think people are starting to forget. Hopefully.
I think last year was such a big evolution for the gaming industry, and we had was it GamerCon was the first one that came, and it was a mess, and that kind of led the way for. I think we had like 5 or 6 other conventions that year, and there was nearly too many. But I think this year there's a lot less. I think next year we'll get a nice number, and I think it'll be more popular next year. I just think with that GamerCon, parents were bringing kids, they were stuck out in the rain, and it just kind of left a bad
taste. It was scary how popular it was because that many people showed up.
Yeah,
they were overwhelmed. They weren't prepared for the amount of people that wanted this kind of event more often in Ireland.
Well, they oversold the tickets. Like the marketing company has probably got hired by EA or something at this stage because they did really well. They sold more tickets than was available.
So how many football stadiums are you selling out to? Okay, this is how many tickets.
Sell them and then
double those tickets.
was it something like it was a 9,000 place that people could attend, and then they sold like was it 19? Was it 12? Or I thought it was way more.
That was like a 2,000 or 3,000 more than what they were meant to do.
I actually went to it. It wasn't too bad if you had press tickets. You could actually get into the place.
But then you couldn't go up and down floors because there were so many people waiting to use the escalator.
Kenneth Byrne says, Football Manager is the gaming equivalent of doing your tax returns.
Football Manager
is my interactive
That's shots fired.
It's PDF Simulator 2018.
I'm not salty at all, boys.
Shout out to my friend John Hart. He's an FM addictor as well. He's, Football Manager. Great game.
Never got on well with them.
FIFA has a Football Manager, and that's good because you get to play the game.
No, but I like the manager aspect along with being able to play. I mean, that's the fun.
Yeah.
Buying players, training them, scouting players. I used to love the manager mode to those games. But I wouldn't just play it on paper. You got to get in there and score that. Like overheader. If you're not in there playing, why bother? You might as well just be sitting there playing solitaire by yourself like a twat.
So, my simple question: what's next for Allcast Irish Gamers? Can you let us know any inside knowledge?
Last question.
World domination. World domination has always been one of our prime directives.
You're getting
like a pinky in the brain kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely pinky in the brain. as you can see,
Petso and the men. Petso and the men. Yeah. One of them's a genius. The other's insane.
So everyone's on chin.
Yes,
so what's next for us? We're just kind of taking over. So as you know, Roger actually left last month or the month after, before.
Shout out to Rog.
Which was we knew it was coming anyway, so we kind of knew well beforehand. We were just kind of waiting for Roger to decide on what he wanted to do. And it's a big loss. It is, and as I said it to him before, it is a big loss because he did a lot of the PR stuff. Would have been Roger, because he's a nice guy and he's
an absolute gent.
Yeah, he's absolutely.
He
talked to absolutely anybody. So it is a big loss on that end for us. But he just wasn't interested in doing the editing and the behind the scenes stuff because you guys know yourself the amount of work that goes on.
So social media and stuff as well. It's a big deal.
His beard is glorious as well.
Yeah, taking up too much of his time and things like that, and we understood completely. And we still talk to him, and we're still end up doing videos with him and stuff like that. But he's just
of course
won't be as active. So, but going forward, it's just going to be me and Mignon. We're going to do more newscasts. We're going to do some more funny sketches. We're bringing back Mignon's life hacks. I don't know if you ever seen any of those videos.
Yeah, I remember them. They're very funny.
The life hack videos were good fun, and we have a bit of a script for the return of Mignon, which we're going to blend.
Return of the hack.
We're gonna blend. We're gonna blend newscast.
Feel that.
We're gonna blend newscast into that as well, and then we have a couple of events. We've 8-Bit Conference, hopefully My Invention again. We've got hopefully Gamer Fest, just waiting to be confirmed for a few as well. So we've got maybe 3 more events this year, and then trying to get into JCon somehow as well.
Yeah.
That one looks good.
Well, I love anime, so I'd love to get in there. Maybe a Rick and Morty costume. And Rick and Morty is awesome sauce.
But yeah, that's us. We're just going to take over. We're going to have fun. We're just going to relax. We started it with just me and Mignon, so we're going to continue on. Just me and Mignon, and we just chill out and we do stuff. We come up with ideas randomly, and then we'll shoot it at the weekend and see how it comes out.
And go for them. And then sometimes they're the biggest hitters. You can plan something for weeks and not get many hits, and then it's the stuff that comes up on inspiration and whatever's trending that just hits and and you improve your channel. So
never be afraid to call us up either, because we're all workhorses here, and we'll definitely join forces.
Yeah, definitely.
Likewise. Yeah.
So guys, do you want to call it? We'll do a few shout outs and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Let's hear it.
Thanks for the advice for coming on. It was really enjoyable, and I hope to see you on here again. Definitely. And we'll probably see you at 8-bit. We could come on. Actually, definitely. You could come on to the podcast on the 8-bit. Would be great. We could all sit down and actually have a chat, a round table or something. Yeah. And thanks to the Republic Gaming community. And that's it.
Seamus,
I finally have a plug.
Let's do it.
So I started streaming on Twitch this week.
Ooh, he's a Twitch streamer now.
Yeah. So if you want to catch up with me on that, that's twitch.tv/Maroxide.
Why did you pick Twitch?
Because my PlayStation does it. Does it for me.
Can't argue that.
Kind of like not owning FIFA and wanting to be in a FIFA tournament.
Exactly. I found that out the hard way.
Entering.
Guys, I'm sure one of you or both can do your plugs. Let's hear it.
Definitely check out my streams. I stream on Twitch. Me and Petso both stream on YouTube. And looking forward to chatting to you guys and playing with you guys. Petso.
We stream full playthroughs now on YouTube, so start to finish of games. Twitch is kind of just random streams throughout the week. Minion streams on a Wednesday or Thursday. Then you got our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube. What am I missing? Twitter. All the social medias. We're on everything, and we're quite active.
Yes, exactly. Very.
Lads, it was an absolute pleasure to have you. I
hope you for having us again.
Always an absolute entertaining bunch. Every time I see you at the conventions, it's like, yes, the lads are here. Thank God.
Oh, we have new suits.
There's
your inside information. Yeah, we have new suits.
Just on our side, I just want to say that we'll be at the 8-bit conference as well. We'll be doing a live podcast on the show floor on the Sunday, the 29th. And we'll be hopefully selling a bit of merchandise there as well. Merchandise.
Merch.
Neon lights, buddies. Neon lights.
Do the merchandise. Hopefully the Allcast guys can come and join us after they put on their show. So from everyone from the Republic of Gaming podcast, I am your host, Ronan Fox. This has been the Republic of Gaming, and we are out.
Peace.